Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord. Oh. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. All glories to the holy name, the real shelter in this world. Yeah. Yeah. True auspiciousness. Yeah. So, Lord Chaitanya, this is chapter 9 in the Adi Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of God. See? This is it, man. If you attain this, what else is there to be attained? What else is there to go for? If you can have love of Krishna, love of this name, what other protection do you need in this world? What other happiness is there? This name just expands all the time. It's never ending. People wonder, is there, people that they're getting purified, they say, don't you know is there anything else you can chant? Don't you have any other things? See, they don't know this name yet. Not very well. Not well enough. Is there anything else you can chant? Well, there's other varieties of the same thing, basically. They're all names. This is all names of God. The conception, the proper conception is a name of God. It's just perfect. These are perfect conceptions, even if they're imperfectly composed with a dot not here, and a capital here where it should be somewhere. This is what they change. And they change that and more in Prabhupada's books. They don't know. The glorification of the Lord, even imperfectly composed by the devotee, is perfect. It's perfect. Why? Simply because it comes from the mouth of a person who loves God. That's it. That vibration is the only real auspiciousness in the world. Got to chant the holy name, man. It's got to be holy. Is it holy to you? Is it your shelter? Yeah. Is it your happiness? Is it your life and soul? That's the bottom line. So Lord Chaitanya said, my name will be Vishvambara. See, the protector of the universe, the maintainer of the universe. If I can fill the world with love of God. See? It's nice with filling this Sangha up with love of God. See? That's how you know. Is a real devotee around? Well, if they can fill, whoever is coming with love of God, advancement in devotional service, where they're making some progress. It's all about faith. A person comes to the point of faith, then you've cracked it, man. Because then the faith, it's, oh yeah, God is my shelter. Oh yeah, real guru. He's real guru, man. He's authorized. I could see. I've got confidence in. See, one pointed. See, yeah, of course. Okay? So the Lord starts to reveal these things when you associate with real devotees. Sincerely. Okay? See, and then at the point of faith, and then you have the taste. Oh yeah, this is my path. Yes. I get purified by chanting. Yes. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else but Radha and Krishna. What else do you need? The love of Krishna does everything. All in one solution. Can you imagine having all in one solution for everything? Yeah. The ultimate goal is this love of God. See, just getting the recipient of this mercy in the line. You notice you don't get this anywhere else. It's in the real line. It's with a real associate of the Lord. And it's a very special love, isn't it? Nothing like it in the world. Now, special protection. You can't get protected doing any New Age path, no Christian path even. Even the Christians don't have this kind of shelter. I know, been there, done that. And I still have Jesus. Yeah, it's all, but this is the Lord came to give full shelter, full knowledge, full ecstatic worship on the level of even Vrindavan. Full everything. One who's very intelligent would take advantage of this, especially here. If Krishna gives you the intelligence to know the greatness of what's going on here, you're very lucky. That's why you guys are witnessing. You got to show the people, hey man, this is really real. This works. See, people, that's the only thing that'll convince them. See, and then they come to faith like this, those who are meant. Okay? Oh, yeah, I can see that, man. They become faithful and boom, they get it. Okay? They're looking for a role model of faith, faith in this path, faith in this works. Your life is dedicated to the truth. That's what it is, man. Because everybody's dedicated to the lie, I'm dedicated to the friggin' lie, man. See, but that's the weakness. This is the strength here, dedicated to the truth. You can see, whoa, man, look at a lot of energy in the truth. Wow, protection, purification, everything. Yeah, I think I want to go there. I want to get in some shade. I want to nest in that tree. That's what Lord Chaitanya did. He brought the tree of love of God, practicing himself. We all got to practice ourselves. If you can't chant the holy name in ecstasy, you're not a real guru yet. I'm sorry, man. You're not qualified. You're not Neo. Go eat your cookies out there. You got to come in the real line. Big gurus, big titles, all of you got to come in the real line. Otherwise, you don't get this. All you get is a bunch of followers who are neophytes who can't tell the difference. What is real love of God and what is something else. This was happened 550-year big sannyasis were coming to these sudras to get this because they started to become aware. They had something that they couldn't get in any other way. Well, I thought I could get it by having a whole bunch of followers. I thought I could get this by becoming a big scholar with a big PhD in front of my name and everybody glorifying me thinking, oh, he's a big PhD Vaishnava. He must know God. And I don't really know God now that I've done this for 50 friggin' years and ready to die. I'm not much better or any better than even these followers here. All I have is a big head of knowledge that I memorized and I've juggled. Yeah. But look at these little housewives over here, man. They're getting real love of God that I read about in the scriptures. See, maybe their followers will be convinced because they're going to probably die encased in the false ego of thinking something else is important other than what you see here in this Sangha. Full shelter at the holy name of the Lord in ecstasy and intimacy and ecstasy. What else is there? What is real Krishna consciousness other than that? What I just read, are you that? Have you got that shelter, man? Are you filled with love of God? That's it. Because if you are, you'll just want more of that and nothing else. I love this verse. Great verse, isn't it? Fantastic. Perfect. See, this is why you get perfect shelter with perfect verses written by devotees who are filled with love of God and are empowered to write or to preach these things. You think I could preach this without empowerment? You think I can even understand anything without the Lord's grace? None of us can. The Lord has to reside in you. See? It has to be proven. See? The Lord gives you people the intelligence. That's how it's proven. How do you think people, they read the Bible? Most, even now, people can read what is this Bible, man? What is this, the word Jesus saying? They're not faith, man. But a person of faith awakens and boom, they can relish the nectar of coming from a devotee of the devotees even. You know, the devotees of a devotee wrote those books. And then it was even messed up by the editors, and still it comes through. That's the power of this bhakti. The power of devotees. You know, that's it. Look for people who are chant the holy name in ecstatic devotion. That shows, oh, they know Krishna. They know Krishna is ecstatic. I can see it in their reflected in their mirror. Oh, Krishna's really knowledge. I could see it reflect. Boy, they're the book Bhagavad personified. They're that what I read in a book. And if you're not that, you're not in the line, man. You're not a real guru. You need to go to somebody like that if you want deliverance in this life. Does this make sense to anybody out there in Vaidhi land? If you come across this video and have the good sense to listen to it, just one of these videos is better than 40 years of being an illusion that you're something special when you're not. You know, Lord, he loves, somebody comes around, I got somebody that doesn't think they're special. That's why he comes to low class people, you know, the Sudras first. Because they know, hey, man, we've been suffering, man. We got these leaders, we're sick of them, man. All they do is mask us up. All they do is just give us fluoride in our water. They don't really care about us because the Maya doesn't care. That's her care, is not to care for you, to get you to go to where the Lord is. The devotees come and say, come on, come through this door, man. You know, come here. The Lord cares for you. He'll care for you. Just chant his name and he'll care for you. Come in the real line and get attachment, because Bhakti Lata Bij only comes through the real devotees, the real line. Come get this Bhakti Lata Bij, man, and chant and feel the shelter and protection of the Lord. Feel it, man. It'll be in your life. The Lord will be in your life. You open your mouth, and that's what the mouth is for. It's only for that. It's not to talk about bullshit. It's not to lie and deceive people like these guys are doing in politics. They'll tell you anything you want, anything you want to hear, just so they can get their own self. They'll use their mouth to do that. A crooked mouth, crooked mind. And they do that in religion too. They'll tell you anything, just like a politician, so that they can become gurus. Oh yeah, I'll deliver you. Yeah. You want deliver? You want Krishna? I'll give them to you. Yeah, but they can't. They never fulfill their promises. They can't. See? Then you meet the real guru. The real empowered representative, and a lot of times you don't believe because you've been listening to all the obstacles. They're here too. What they say comes true. What they say is real, has substance, is different. They remove the putanas in the way of Vrindavan. She's in your way. The hypocrisies. Yeah, they're not empowered. The bottom line is, you want to get over Putana, you got to find the empowered devotees, man. The real associates are empowered with a transcendental potency, man. See? Not the disempowered false devotees. They're under Putana. They're servants of Putana still. See the obstacle. She goes in Vrindavan looking like a devotee, right? These gurus go in looking like a devotee, looking like your deliverer. Oh, yes, Guru Dev deliver. They can't do it because Putana's got him by the friggin' neck. Choking them and you. You got to go through the real door, the devotee who is smashed Putana. Yeah, genuine empowerment, man, convincing you. You can see, yeah, man, that's what it's about. Find the real empowered devotee, man, empowered by the transcendental potency, who's a recipient of the mercy of that verse, man, filled with love of God. At least you found one. That's all you need is one living person here. And then you get filled with it too, because you're coming in the right door and the real path. That was the message of Jesus, the message of Lord Chaitanya. He said, unless, Lord Chaitanya said, Jesus also, unless they accept me, they will be destroyed. They're the deliverers. They're the saviors of the world. The real guru has got to be like that. It's only one. Guru is one, and they're always like that. The deliverer, they deliver you the name, man, that you can take shelter of and feel that relationship forever. Finished, man, done, man, nothing else in this universe worth to go for. And you'll know it, you'll feel it. Your mind will be fixed on it. Nothing else will compare to it. Everything else is a one big friggin' illusion. This way, that way, up, down, illusion, illusion, illusion. False representation of the truth. See? Because it's only everything's temporary here, man. That's how God's magic, man. He says, yeah, go after this. And you think, oh yeah, that'll make me happy. And it does for a time, and then you're miserable. You become attached to some stupid dead object. And everybody's trying all kinds of different ways. This one lady, yesterday I was listening to, a nice lady, it had some intelligent speculation, though, because she can't get over it. Doesn't have the scriptures. See? Therefore, they speculate, oh, yeah, everything is like this and blah, blah. And people think, oh, yeah, woo, this is woo, oh, this is it, man. It's still speculation, Sounds good and all these, again, juggling the words, and sound nice. Oh, I never heard, basically it's a flower arrangement. Wow, I never heard these words arranged so nicely, so differently, like a flower arrangement. They have no power to liberate you or anything, but, they sound good, nice flower arrangement. So I said, one guy, devotee, probably a nice person, I don't know. Nice flower, a bunch of words, a bunch of, I said, okay, make a friggin' video, man. Let's hear it. I want to hear the vibration, man. I want to hear those words. I want to hear I want to see face. I want to see the congruency, or are they just flowers? Yeah, it's easy. You sit behind the thing and just arrange flower. Oh, it sounds really good. Yeah. Hey, man, make a freaking video, man. I want to see. That's what I like, the vibration. That's why you got to meet a living devotee, ultimately. Yeah, because people, they get these living non-devotees, man, they get the scriptures and they juggle them, and you listen to them. Oh, sounds really good. They take and make a nice flower arrangement of Prabhupada's words. But no power, man, no realization, no real deep understanding because of it, loving ecstatic worship, because they're not Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. You got to be that personification of these verses. And the only way to do that is not because you're so freaking great. It's just simply, I like this fool. Krishna's thinking, I like this fool. He admits he's a stupid fool, a wretched person. I can use a guy like that. Let me go and live in their temple. This is a freaking temple, man. All our bodies, the only good is it's a temple for the Lord to be awakened in so he can clean it up, man. Only he can do it. Only he can purify the heart so he can sit there and speak to the world. Otherwise, he's just sitting there looking at all the bullshit going on in the world. I think he's a little tired of it now. That's why we hear some real words and not just squeaks. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Bunch of mice trying to act like huge warriors. Squeaking. Glowworms, Prabhupada called it. All these glow. It's time for the glowworms to, let's put out their little glow. After the acharyas leave, the real devotees leave, the glowworms take over. They glow a little bit and the world thinks, well, maybe they're it, man, because they're glowing a little bit. So, thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. Thus the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. He sowed the seed and sprinkled upon it the water of his will. See, the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. That's why he showed by example. We got to do this too. We got to do what he did. Yeah, he's our role model. Yeah, you got to chant. You got to take shelter of devotees. He did. He was in the society of devotees. They were in his society. He came in that's what you got to find, a society of real devotees. Because you find even one real devotee, what do you find? You find not only them, you find the real Krishna. They chant the real Krishna's name. They're examples of love of Krishna. Otherwise not. That's why it's so simple. Oh yeah, this person is a representative of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, of the real path of love of Krishna. They're it. That's it, man. There's two there, not just one. They're the witness there. The first one they're the first witness. Because there's two there. There's them and there's the Lord. Didn't Jesus teach that? He said, don't you see the Father is witnessing? There's two. They said there's only one there. Yeah, well, they only saw one. They didn't see God behind. He said, no, there's two. Don't you see the miracles the Lord is doing? I say the same. Don't you see? There's two witnesses here. More now, starting with 1, 2. See? Don't you see how the Lord, those who come and listen, who accept the seed of devotional service, the Bhakti Lata bees, can't you see there's two witnesses here? The Lord is witnessing, saying, yeah, you see, I'm doing the increase, man. I'm the one. He makes things grow, right? Must be the right soil. Must be the right word to be born of the word, not of flesh and blood. You guys are all born, right? You're my sons and daughters, right? Born of the word. Now, that's the kind of father I like to be, man. I don't want all these little physical kids, just physical bodies with material minds and material emotion. We got to do a transformation here, man. No, I ain't gonna do. No. We do transformation. Otherwise, we get rid of them. Go out there and be a big teacher or something. Amongst the ignorant who stay ignorant because of your foolishness. All glories to Madhavinda Puri. Oh, now it switches to Madhavinda Puri. All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. You want devotional service, you got to go, where is it stored, man? There's a house that it's stored in, right? The body, the temple. What temple is it stored in? Where's the particular temples that are storing this love of God? Isn't that really the simple truth? Isn't that what we should be looking for? Where is it stored? Where is this love of God stored? Oh, I thought you had to attain it. My Guru Dave told me I had to attain it. Oh, because he's not a storehouse, is he? He juggled the words really nice, didn't he? Oh, did he do a good job? You just saw those words of the scriptures in the air, man, and they stayed in the air. But Trinavarta was help because he's a servant of Trinavarta still. The whirlwind demon in the mind, spinning everything like a top. Ever see a top spin? You look at it, man, it's just spinning, man. That's what you get when you see the Trinavartas get a hold of the scriptures. Hey, where's the storehouse? Didn't you know it's all about there's a storehouse of it? And is it being released or is it just being withheld? It was still probably was a storehouse, but he didn't release that much, right? Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod, they kept it inside. It's not enough time. They won't appreciate. They'll do what most people do here. But the Lord now says, let's just there's a few sincere people that really want me and they'll listen. And so let's pick them up now. It's time to go out and collect. Yeah. Prabhupada got a lot of fish in the barrel, and some of those fish want to get out of the barrel. You want to stay in the barrel with a lot of smelly fish still? Still rotting away, not going anywhere. That's what the Lord's getting rid of. He says, oh yeah, go get your injection, man, because your guru's rotting away. You might as well rot with them. They're not accepting the real path. They don't understand the real essence of Prabhupada's books. The real essence is where's the storehouse? Wasn't Madhavinda Puri a storehouse? Isn't that the real guru? Why was he the guru they're talking about in this book? Are you like that, Jaipataka, Radhanath? Are you a storehouse for love of God that we can see that you're filled with it to the overflowing? Is it flowing out of your eyes and your laughter and your heart? Are you liberating anybody listening to you for 40 years now? Has anybody got ecstatic love from being in your association yet? See, all these questions people need to ask. If you're sincere, not be afraid to ask them. What's offensive about asking truthful things? Don't you supposed to be intelligent? They're also, oh, you must be very intelligent to practice Krishna consciousness. But as soon as you ask an intelligent question, oh, no, well, no, we just talk about it. We just talk, you're supposed to be, we don't want to be intelligent, really. No, that's going too far. We just want to sound intelligent. Act like we're intelligent, but don't ask the tough questions. Don't ask if our guru is actually a liberated soul. Don't ask if they actually have the symptoms. Don't ask these no-shows that do they have this love of God, or can you see it at least? That I'm going to follow you for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years of my life. I'm going to invest in you, in this guru. Can't we just see that you're a storehouse for love of God, like the scriptures say right here? Can't we see it? No. Of course not. How would I maintain my position? You would lose faith in me. It's all about faith in guru, right? Hey. Oh yeah, faith in Putana. Yeah, it's all about faith in Putana. That's what they're saying. Faith in the false representative of Vrindavan. That's what it's about. Is it really? See? Hopefully it gets your mind to think a little bit here. People, they're not able to think. They've been dumbed down by dummies. See, This is the way the Maya is a dummy. She's stupid. She's dumb. She's dumb and she's deaf and she speaks. And she hears but doesn't hear. She speaks but doesn't speak anything worthy of speaking. That's why we have the real scriptures. Can you imagine having the real scriptures in the hands of a real devotee? Can you imagine what they're going to do in your life? The solid punch you're going to feel. The intoxicated punch that you're going to drink. All glories to Sri Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service to Krishna. He is the desire tree of devotional service. See, do you see? Vrindavan they want Krishna, right? They want loving Krishna. Well, you got to go to where love of Krishna is stored and just pick it up, man. It's a present. It always has been. It's a present of faith in the real storehouse and not the false store, the barns that are empty of the grain. People go into these empty barns for the grain, and they do it for 5. This is how Maya is she's so bewildering. You do it for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 30, 40, 50 years. After they're going to these empty barns. There's no grain in there, no love of God grain. Still modes of nature in there, maybe mode of goodness energy or something. It's still going. Okay? That's why you got to meet the real devotee. Then they just tell you the facts of life if you're ready to wake up. Do you really want Krishna? Well, you got to go to the storehouse. You got to see that, hey man, isn't it about faith? How can you have faith in when people are teaching you lies? In your heart, that's why you stay weak, man, because you got no faith in reality. But then you meet the real devotee and you listen, all of a sudden, oh yeah, wow, faith in the story, man, you cracked it, man. Faith in the real scriptures, faith in the real preaching of those scriptures. Oh, love of God awake. Krishna's pleased, and you're listening to my real, and you're getting it, man. Intelligence only starts to wake up in association of real devotees. Why do you think the early Christians were so bold? They got real intelligence. They confronted the Pharisees, just like them confronting these gurus. They're nothing here. They can't stand before the truth. If they can, they're in the truth. If not, they'll be busted. Right? You see how it works? If any of them are in the truth, they can stand before it. Otherwise, they will fall down. Okay? This is a stumbling block for them. Now, very good for them, very good for everybody, good for their followers. See? The devotee makes you stumble, man, stumble and fall on your face, which is the obeisances. They don't fall on your face. They do that by showing you what real knowledge is and real ecstatic love is. And they fall on their face, all of them, the gurus and all of them that are not really like that. They stumble and fall on their face in maybe a little bit of shame at first, which could be first humiliation, then humbleness. Then you get out of being a psychopath. Psychopath feels no shame. They're shameless, man. They have no shame. They go and they'll waste your time, your whole friggin' life, man. They don't give a shit as long as they get what they want. Their little Swiss bank accounts. Have you heard these devotees? They have their Swiss bank accounts. They have lots of money, man. Yeah. They think that's what it's all about, man. Being a guru to get a lot of money. And they're shameless. That's called psychopath. There are a lot of psychopath gurus, man. They don't care about you. Oh, I wasted your time. So what? Yeah, at least I got my way. Isn't that what it is? The whole world's full of psychopaths. They can't remove your burden because they're not empowered by the Lord, the transcendental Lord. So, He is a desired tree of devotional service. See, you go there for love of Krishna, you're going to get it. That's how it is. If there's a real storehouse, it's very simple. Krishna consciousness. If there's a storehouse of love of God, that's the real guru. That's the real storehouse of the grain of love of God. You go there for that, you get it. Simple. Because it's really stored there. You're not being faked out by the fake gurus and fake sannyasis and fake Brahmins. It's all fake. Everything in this world is fake. A Brahmin is fake still. Brahmin cannot purify themselves or anybody else. Are you ready for this teaching? Are you ready for this truth? It's all in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm just repeating what the Lord repeated. Even a Brahmin cannot purify themselves, and you're going to them worshiping them as gods, earthly gods. And that's why they're still on the earth, and they ain't getting out until they come to a place like this. They can't purify themselves, a Brahmin. You thought you were getting purified, huh? Yeah, well, not scripturally. The scriptures don't promote that, and I don't promote that either. No, I only promote the storehouse of love of God. If you're not a storehouse, you're not interesting to me. I'm here to teach what's interesting to the Lord and the Lord's devotees. They only like storehouses of love of God, right? Simple. Man, does it get simple, man. We narrow things down, don't we? We hit the nail right on the head. And not on the edge. Not miss the whole nail. We take the hammer of truth and just nail it down. That's why I like these books, man. It's so exact, so clear and clarifying, man. You listen to one class here, 40 years of following these fakes will be dissipated. Because you can't get out of this. If you read Prabhupada's books, you cannot help but start understanding them if you just listened attentively to one class. You'll think, whoa, 40 years I've been following this. Well, how did I do this? Because you under the Lord's illusion until you meet the real devotee, the real associate. And then they snap you out of the hypnosis. But the truth will set you free. And man, I'll never go again. I'll never drop that one. Man. It's so perfectly true. People are in illusion because of lies all the way up into the mode of goodness. Even liberation is more or less a lie still. You're not just one with God. No, it's a lie. Lie, lie, lie everywhere up until you meet the real associates of the Lord who are the storehouses of love of God. And everything is revealed in that state of consciousness. Can you imagine you get the association with somebody like that? How it's going to change your life, revolutionize your life, change the direction of your life for the better, for the best that you can get in this whole universe, better than the greatest demigods got? Yeah, these pedophile gurus, they don't even feel any shame. Even now, they still go around like they're big cheeses. Yeah, Radhanath keeps giving obeisances to that guy. These are your leaders. What the hell are you doing, people? They never apologize. None of them never apologize for nothing. Because they're psychopaths, man. You know, what do you expect? They're cut off. Their conscience is seared. St. Paul said it. Their people's consciousness like that is seared. Okay, that's psychopath. Anyway, it is what it is. What do you got? You're a psychopath. If you come here, all will be forgiven. If you don't, you remain a psychopath and you die one and you take your little followers with you to the hell that you're going to. What are you going to do? What can we do? All we can do is preach the truth, right? All we can do is demonstrate the truth. Demonstrate that the real expertise is here. The real deliverance is here. All we can do is demonstrate and preach that. And if your heart is touched and you've really come under the shelter, then you'll be delivered. That's what we're here for. Give you opportunity. Opportunity knocks. Behold, we stand at the door and bang, bang, bang. No, poo, 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 poo. Bang, bang, bang. Right there, River? Saying bang so loud, man, wake up everybody in the neighborhood here. Luckily, I'm still here. I don't know how that's a miracle. I keep trying to get an apartment that's on the outside. Yeah, none available, man. You got to stay in between and just wake everybody up this way and that way. Okay. I bet even Janaki can hear me across the street where she's living, maybe. We'd be in the motorhomes, She says, I hear you. I hear like the double stereo, man. I hear you in the thing there. How come people get a loud voice? Everybody, when you get empowered by the Lord, you get a loud voice. It comes with a territory. You start lion. It is a reason they use the word lion-like. So all glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service unto Krishna. He's the desire tree of devotional service. And it is in him the seed of devotional service first fructified. Isn't that funny? It starts with one. Isn't that amazing? It started with Jesus, right? First fructified in him, right? That's the real line, man. See? Jesus. It first fructified in him. And then it fructified in 11 faithful persons. One was just a hypocrite and died a hypocrite. That's why I want to get people over hypocrisy here. Come here straight. I don't want to deal with any Judases, man. Betrayers. See, it starts with one Lord Chaitanya, right? Madhavinda Puri. First fructified with him. And then comes through the line. The real line. Then you get a storehouse, another storehouse. The Lord just keeps storing this bhakti in more devotees, right? You see that happening here? Do you see how this is so authorized? It is so authorized, so right before everybody's friggin' face. Do you see the storehouse there? You see right in your face there, Lalita Ganga? You see real bhakti stored there? What? Do you see the Lord put it there? Or in any devotee here, in Govinda, you see some bhakti there, huh? Faith in there, blissed out, man, serving, real, honest, genuine servant with no guile. You see Johann, ecstatic, dreams of Krishna and Jesus and all of these things. What the heck is God telling the world? What's he telling you, ISKCON devotees? What's he telling you, Gaudiya Smiti, Gaudiya Math, and Christians and everybody in this world, whoever you are? That he's working here, man. And he wants to work in you. And he wants to save you. He saved me. I'm just here serving. Serving my Lord's desire. He's, by his grace, he's living in this body and he'll live in yours. Look, if he can live in this body, this smuck, this wretched person, Gaur Das, then he can live in anybody's body. Just find the real path, man. You just come here. We just teach you how to admit that you're a wretch. That's called repentance. Just admit, whoa, I'm a big Acharya Dev in the eyes of my foolish followers and neophytes. But I'm not really anything special. I'm just a wretch. Oh, well, then now the Lord, now you got getting his attention. You come here, we'll make you like that, just naturally, because we're all like that. We're just a band of ruffians, fishermen, lousy housewives, women hooked on machines, food service workers, rejects, cheerleader rejects. I'm telling you, this is the essence, man. It really is. look at Ishvarapuri. It next fructified in Ishvarapuri. Right? The next verse coming. It next fructified in Ishvarapuri. See, love of God. Why? Because he loved his guru. He served his guru honestly. But it didn't fructify in Ramachandra Puri, who wanted to teach his guru, thought he knew better, thought he was smarter. So it didn't fructify in him. Their whole life, even to the end of the past lives, he was still a fault finder of real Vaishnavas. Okay? He wasn't like, here, we're fault finders too. It's the same. The spiritual potency materials. This kind of looks the same, but not the same. Here I find faults. Hey man, you're falling in faults. Come out there. We see the sheep of Krishna. They've fallen in these dark crevices. Faults, right? Earthquakes happen and the crevices open up, and a lot of the sheep of God have fallen in them. So I point out, hey man, you've fallen in there. Just kind of reach over and we'll grab your little hoof and pull you out. Instead of, you want to just stay in that crevice? Can you just see you've fallen in darkness, man? You're in a dark cave. Can you see the illusion, man? You've been looking at the books but not seeing them. We'll wake you up, man. Just come here, and everything you've read for 2 hours a day in Prabhupada's books will come unto your understanding now. Because this is the way it's meant to do it. By the action of the book Bhagavat and the living devotee Bhagavat. See? Love of God is awakened in your heart. See these simple verses over and over again. You might as well hear this, otherwise you're going to listen to the mainstream media of religion or of the world. They're all talking over and over again, illusions. You might as well hear the truth over and over again and wake up. See? Snap out of the illusion. That's what it's all about. Why do you think Prabhupada wrote these books? What, just to have a merry time so they can just stay on the shelf? No, to put in the hands of real devotees and bust the illusion. Break it apart, man, like a Thor's hammer. It's the only purpose for it. To destroy the illusionists, even destroy religion, man. Motivated religion, destroy it. Yes, why not? Why not have the real Bhagavatam preach? It says this is not motivated religion. The Bhagavatam is in the hands of religionists. Looking through the keyholes, looking at your pockets and using Prabhupada's books to make monies. Make monies for these guys who are not storehouses. Maybe they're the one-eyes too, They're not storehouses of this bhakti. Therefore, they're not representatives of the book yet. Not representative of these verses, these perfect verses. I'm a stickler for detail now. You think you wouldn't know that when you look at my room. But these details are very important. Like Prabhupada said yesterday, I read a verse. It was so cute how he preaches. He says, he reads a verse about, this verse is very important. Yeah, of course. It is. Because it's importance to these devotees like Prabhupada. Okay? The only really important thing are these verses. And those who represent them. It's funny. I remember my ex-wife left because she says, Gohar, you're always speaking about yourself. You're always speaking about. I said, no, I'm just speaking about Krishna and real guru. No, but see, you're talking about yourself. Well, I don't know. If the shoe fits, what are you going to do? But don't you know what? These books are written by those who are speaking about themselves because they fit. The shoe fits. Why? Because guru is one. It's got to be one. Got to be the liberator. Hey, man, either you're a deliverer or you're not. Either Krishna's using you to deliver the world or not. It's the same God, right? That's why you spit on Jesus. You spit on the living devotees now, and they're real followers. Whether they're followers of Lord Chaitanya or Jesus, you spit on them. Of course you do. You know, Pharisee likes, and just like the Brahmins spit on real devotees here now, sannyasis do. They did back then. Why? Because the real Lord was using Jesus as he used Lord Chaitanya, and they're real followers. It's always like that. That's proof of potency. Got to be like that. If you don't get people rising up to condemn you, you are not a representative of the Lord yet. If you don't get people who are ready to rise up to real life, spiritual life, you're not a real representative of Krishna yet. He can't use you. He's not using you to deliver the world. You need somebody like that. Otherwise, you're going to go to these guys, these false representatives. They're not storehouses of real bhakti. And they're the ones that, I would never compare myself with Jesus Christ or a follower or St. Paul or Prabhupada, or Bhakti said, I would never compare myself, but worship me. What hypocrisy. What hypocrisy. You're worshiping hypocrites, man. They're acting as you. Are both parties or either party ready to give up that game, that falsity? Guru is one. If you're either that guru, why should anybody worship somebody that's not the real guru, that can't actually declare? Or people, you don't even have to do it. They declare it by their example. You see, man, people rise up to life in the association of that devotee. And people rise up to condemnation, to condemn them in their association. So it must be real. And they can handle it. They don't, it doesn't ruffle their feathers. Oh, rise up to condemnation. Oh, great, you're getting purified. Good, I can get some poison out of you. You'll apologize someday. They always do. Everybody did. They apologized to Jesus after the next generation and then forward. And they did with Lord Chaitanya. Millions came and apologized. They swam across the Ganga. We're so sorry. We wanted to throw your kirtan in the Ganga. We didn't know anything that this is the real thing. They came there and they will apologize here. They'll see I'm just trying to help you little sheep come out of these faults. That's the only reason I'm looking for faults. I want to point out, you see the fault here? This is Bhagavatam. You got to hear the real Bhagavatam. Otherwise, what is the purpose of Prabhupada writing? This the highest truth is reality distinguished from the false, the illusions, man. They're false, and you believe in illusions. We got to show you. Put light on the illusion, man. Illuminate what it's in the darkness of that fault you fell in. Otherwise, there's no meaning to Bhagavatam. There's no meaning to my preaching if I can't preach like this. If you can't withstand this preaching of truth, distinguished from illusion, you have no part here. You'll have to go and worship amongst the hypocrites, those who are not storehouses of real bhakti. Until you're ready. Until you lose faith in that kind of preaching. You see its lack of potency and power to deliver you. And you come and listen to the real Bhagavatam. That's what it's about. They're not hearing the real Bhagavatam. They can't speak the real Bhagavatam. You got to hear from a person who's a personification of his verse. This Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1 of the first canto, second verse. This Srimad Bhagavatam is not materially motivated. It's not religiously motivated. It is the highest truth distinguished from illusion. Who can preach that? Only the person who is empowered by the person who actually wrote the Bhagavatam, which is the Lord himself, wrote it on the heart of Brahma. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest truth distinguished from illusion for the welfare of even Bill Gates and all these demons. They can understand it even, if they're meant to, if they're had enough of this, had enough power, had enough money, and still I still haven't found happiness. You'll see demons will come. They will see, man, I had enough of it. They followed the left-handed path, man. Man, I killed enough people and I didn't get happiness. I tried to control enough people, didn't get happiness in that. I have billions of dollars, still not happy, and you're giving me a way out. Because I think this is the only, if you don't meet this kind of path, you have no way out of that. You have no way out of just, well, I thought I could be a big influencer like these demigod types. They're influencers. They're all over the Facebook. Oh, we're an influence. We speculate on this and we juggle words and all this, and you are all dazzled out there. And we still got a big false ego, and we're still not happy with all our followers. Isn't that what it comes down to? Yeah? Then I'll just offer you a new way. Hey, man, come follow the real transcendental Lord and his real devotees, because this is where perfect happiness is. You will be so satisfied. You'll get the end all and be all of life. You'll get the greatest treasure in life, and all you do is just go and you'll bask in that treasure forever. The Lord's name and pastimes and qualities. You'll be liberated from this illusory vibration in this material universe. Even the demigods will worship you. Not that you're looking for it. They just will, because your vibration is on the transcendental level. They have to if they want out. This is why here, these Vaidis, they will not advance until they come here and say all glories to this Lord Chaitanya's grace place and the bhakti that is stored here. Until they say that, they will die Vaidhi Bhaktas, and that is the truth. They ain't advancing. We can even see with our own eyes here from this view. Well, they ain't made it even. They just still doing the same thing. They believe in the world even now. Now the tough time is coming, and the test is here, and they're all failing. Man. They're getting under when they're getting the poison in their bodies, becoming robots or whatever that stuff is going to do to you. Become dependent in part of the dystopian future, walking around and they got to give me another shot, man, because I'm getting sick, man. Give me another shot. This is the life. They have no trust in God. No trust in God. That's proof that you're not a real devotee yet. No trust in even the physical immune system to overcome that. This is God pointing it out through. He wants to show, hey, man, these gurus, they have no faith in God, truly. They're telling you to get shots, man. They're telling you to mask up because they're afraid, it's all illusions and they believe in it. So the Lord is pointing it out, man. He's making hey, man, if you really want out, did you get enough intelligence doing all your pilgrimages and all your pujas to see that that's not the way? And they're not the way. They're not a storehouse. So I say you come to one class and you get your head screwed on straight here. I ain't afraid to ask questions. That's what it's all about, man. You need a role model that's not afraid to confront these big gurus. They're not big in the eyes of the Lord. You're not big until you got big storehouse of bhakti. Then you've got the Lord's attention. Otherwise, not. I just got to point these things out. Maybe somebody's ready to repent. God, boy, thank you for pointing it out, man. My disciples have been bewildering me. They've been calling me Guru Dev to deliver, and I started to believe it, like Pundraka. Pundraka, he was bewildered by his followers, his millions of followers. He started to think he was like Krishna. Because, Pundraka, you're the real Krishna, and he wasn't. That's how these gurus, all of them actually, they're all like that. Oh, I must be the real guru because they're all my followers. Oh, Guru Dev, give me mercy, deliver me. Deliver what? Are you a store? See, the bottom line, Guru Dave's out there. Just simple question. Are you a storehouse of this bhakti like Madhavendra Puri? And if you go, oh, I would never compare myself, then why are you taking the name of spiritual master and taking obeisances and being worshipped and being an idol? You're an idol. Don't you know even the 10 Commandments? Thou shalt not worship idols. Something that is not transcendentally used by God is an idol. Simple. I'm telling you, Prabhupada's doing backflips. He said, boy, you're saying, you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, great, finally. I wanted to say I couldn't back then. I had to write all these books and slip it in through the cracks. These people, you see, knew what he was dealing with. You know, Jesus had 11 sincere ones. He had 11 bogus, all of them, every single one bogus, except Gaur Govinda Maharaj. One exception. Oh, you can't take that truth. Well, too bad. Go out there and follow those guys. What's that to me? I'm here. Hey, man, I'm happy. I'm happy chanting every day in ecstasy. I'm happy to be with my friends. They like this preaching. They're not afraid of the truth. You're afraid your illusion's going to be dashed. Well, what do you think? What do you think meeting the real guru is? Every friggin' illusion's going to go, man. If it can't stand the test of truth, it's gonna go, and you're gonna go with it. If you're gonna, I know you're taking my illusion away. Well, go out there, chase it, man, until you're finished chasing illusions, fairy tales. Oh my God, Dave, he's so fantastic. Yeah, what did he do for you? Oh, we just say that because we don't know what the hell we're saying, because everybody else is saying. All these sheep are going, bah, Gurudev, bah, Gurudev, bah. We're complying with, well, in ISKCON and all this, they have a party policy, and we just go, bah, comply with it. Bah. And I say, bah, humbug. Yeah, truth is strong, straight. Why do we want to mix it with anything? Okay? All right, so where are we here? So I'm going to skip a little bit because we read some of these things. From this trunk grew many branches, and above them innumerable others. Thus the branches of the Chaitanya tree formed a cluster or society, with branches covering all of the universe. From each branch grew many hundreds of sub-branches, and no one can count how many branches thus grew. I shall try to name the foremost of the innumerable branches. Please hear the description of the Chaitanya tree. Isn't that wonderful how the Lord works? He makes everybody be. He can use us because it's the Lord, and he can use even the simplest devotee to do great things, fantastic things. But that's not the way it works in the material world. It's always I win, you lose. Always like that, man. You got to be part of the club, and then you're a winner. If you're not part of the club, you're a loser. It's like that. Here it's sort of like that, but in the pure form. You got to be part of this club to be a winner, only because the club out there is a club of Maya. See, club of illusionists, club of weakness for everybody. Even the weak try to appear strong, and that's their weakness. Everything in Maya is a weakness. The leaders are weak, the followers are weakened. See, they're weak in understanding. They're weak in intelligence. Weak. bunch of weaklings in Maya. See? You come here, it's part. You got to be part of this club, right? See, isn't that the Chaitanya tree? See, and then you become empowered, like the guru, like this guru, that tree. You become a branch. See, and you can do what the guru does. Everything that Jesus taught becomes enforced in you. If they listen to me, they'll listen to you. If they accept you, they accept me and the Father. Otherwise, there's no real acceptance. They're an illusion, and stay there until they come in the disciplic line. That's why even now people are empowered. You because of your faith here, faith in this teaching, faith in these words, faith in these books, faith in real scriptures. See? You become used by the Lord, uses you. Yeah. Grace starts to come through you to others. You start to give spiritual strength to people because you're in the real line. Otherwise, you can't do this. No one can. You're in this club, in the real club, the eternal club. We're in the eternal club, not Maya's club, getting clubbed all the time. No, we're in Krishna's club and Lord Chaitanya's club. And he's given us clubs to club Maya. It's different being clubbed by Maya by being her servant, yeah, and the servant of her servants. See? Then being Lord Chaitanya's club, where he gives you a club and you club the illusion. Why do you think Balaram and Nityananda have clubs? Why do you think Nityananda had a golden cane? He'd be swinging it and knocking down Maya, man. Even Lord Chaitanya, he got this club stick. It was like a club, and he started laughing at it. Real wildly crazy, you know. And Advaita said, "Why are you laughing there, Lord, looking at that stick?" He said, "This stick is Nityananda. I'm going to beat the shit out of Maya with it." Well, you used a Bengali term for that, whatever that is. What do you think's happening here? Are we not doing some beating, relentless beating on Maya's head? Ooh, she likes it. She does. She's like a S&M. She like, oh yeah, beat me, master. Because that's what he's doing. The master's beating her, right? You think go hard? You think I can do this myself? Are you kidding? You think I have the power and strength? Without the Lord, man, I'm nothing, nada of myself. I can do that. All devotees always say that. Lord, you know, everybody of myself. Ramananda Roy said, of myself, I can do nothing. Jesus, they all do. You know, without the empowerment of the Lord, we're weak. These guys in the Maya, they think they're strong, but they're weaklings. That's the illusion. Oh, I'm a big guru. Yeah, are you a storehouse full of bhakti? Well, all of a sudden they deflate. Oh, well, we didn't know that was the standard, man. Boy, we relentlessly beat on these what do you call so-called leaders. Put them in their places. No time for etiquettes now, because it's, you know, why should we put on falsities? You know, it's like Lord Shiva. When it's time to do something significant, you forget about the etiquette. You make trouble. He made troubles for the demigods. You know how he did that? He didn't stand up for Daksha, even though he should have, according to the etiquette. But it wasn't the truth. It was the etiquette. Oh, Daksha's your father-in-law, right? You married his daughter, so he's your father, right? And he just said, no, I think I'm going to stand for the spiritual truth like we do here. See? Let us stand for the spiritual truth, huh? Not the etiquettes. Well, you know, Jayapataka, you're just a grand disciple. He's Jayapataka. He was initiated by Prabhupada. You should give respect, and Radhanath and all of that. They're all Prabhupada disciples, and good are you. You should be like that. So I got to sacrifice the truth to be like that. So nothing gets done. He dies in his own illusion that even though he's not a store, none of them are storehouse of bhakti. They die in that illusion. The truth is not preached, right? So nobody's aware of it. They just go on. Well, they're preaching all these juggled words, and we never hear the truth. And Gohari's out there preaching the truth, saying the emperor has no clothes. Truly, the emperor has no clothes. He really isn't dressed with bhakti. He's not a storehouse of bhakti. He's not the real guru. He's not the real representative of Krishna consciousness movement. He's not the real acharya, these guys. Okay? Well, that's not the etiquette. You should be more respectful to the illusion. What do you do? Nothing gets done. We got to make a little trouble. We got to be a little wild. Why? I got the order from be a little wild, man. Otherwise, how are we going to accomplish the mission of the truth? What do you think I spent all this time writing the books? You want to help me? Point his finger in my face. You do more of this. You understand all this ecstatic thing you've been doing in the closet for years? Okay, use it now. It's giving you the right understanding in the Bhagavatam. Use it. Okay? Don't let people be abused by it. Abused, by not giving you the real purport, because there's no storehouse of bhakti there yet. Walk on the wild side. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So from these two trunks grew many branches and sub-branches and covered the entire world. These branches and sub-branches and their sub-branches became so numerous that no one can actually write about them. Thus, the disciples and grand disciples and their admirers spread throughout the entire world, and it is not possible to enumerate them all. Isn't that amazing? You can be liberated just being an admirer. And that's true. You don't have to be a disciple. If you just admire what is being done here, if you appreciate what is done, this is how the Lord liberated people. He would just go down the street, just like we do in Sankirtan, and people admire, oh, this is so great what you're doing. Just from that. How do you think he delivered people? He just walked down, and if they admire, they didn't all become disciples. Oh, what a nice kirtan. Oh, this makes me happy. What do you think is going to happen when they die and they see the real devotees? They're going to come. Because why? Because in this life, they've been awoke. And they have what you bind on earth, you bind in spirit. So, wow, you met the kirtan devotees and you like what they say. You like what they chant. You like to hear, you heard a few words and you lit up. You ever see people? They light up really happy. See, admire. They're saying, I admire this. That's enough. And the ones who are getting purified, they don't admire. Hey, go hard, man. Yeah. We don't like you ecstatic crying. Yeah, we don't like his kirtan. And they're all in religion. And these people are just on the street. See, they get in first in the kingdom. These guys got to get all that condemnation out of them first. See, since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the original trunk, the taste of the fruits that grew on the branches and sub-branches surpassed the taste of nectar. See, the fruit of love of God, growing on the branches and sub-branches. That's how you know, where is God working now? Where is Lord Chaitanya working now? Where is Radha and Krishna? Where you see fruit like that. It's ripening on the branches and sub-branches. You see their branches and sub-branches here. Okay? And the fruit is ripening, isn't it? Oh, looking more and more better. Oh, more and more tasty. We don't get, the Lord Chaitanya doesn't stop giving us mercy, does he? No, because we stay here, right? We're getting the mercy. Okay? Therefore, the fruits get more and more ripe. You listen to Lalita's classes and River's classes. Yeah, more and more beautiful. The fruit's ripening more. Govinda, all of the guys. Janaki's Kirtan. Well, it's everybody, the fruit is getting more ripe. It's all about faith. You have faith in what we're doing, you'll see. The fruit will just grow naturally, just like a fruit tree. You don't have to artificially force it. It's in the right soil, right? It's getting the right water. It just friggin' grows. But if you don't have the right soil and you don't have the right water, what happens? You can keep watering it with dirty water, with fluoride in it or something, and then you put it in soil where there's no good soil for it. It doesn't grow, no matter how much. This is the Vitae. This is what a lot of this Vitae stuff is going on. Their love of God is not growing. It stays more or less stunted. They don't see the juiciness. More grow in truth, grow in ecstasy. You know, growing in life, spiritual enlivenment. See, it's growing because of the soil here, because of the water here. See, and that's why if people leave, don't be so stupid and go out there and stay gone. Come regularly and get some water. Otherwise, you'll dry up, man. I'm telling you, this happens over and over and over again. Do you want to be one of those that dry up because of the hot sun of Maya? Come regularly, and then, because this is the right soil for love of God, there's no other soil but the real devotees cultivating prema bhakti path. See, the fruits ripened and became sweet and nectarian. The gardener Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed them without asking any price. See? That's its style. Even now, you got to pay to be a Brahmin some places. You know that? Pay money. Oh, I can't afford to be a Brahmin because it's going to cost me. And people believe that. Why? Because they're materialistic Vaishnavas. They've been taught on a materialistic way. Okay? Not charging anybody, man. I feel I should be charging you guys for coming. I'm thinking, man, hey, man, you guys are coming and giving me a chance to talk about my Lord, man, to relish this ecstasy. I should be paying you for your time. That's how devotees are thinking. I mean, real devotees. If you're not a real devotee, you think you should be being paid. Well, you see, I'm giving out knowledge, man. You see, I see this all the time in the New Age, even amongst even leaders, religious leaders. You should be paying me, man, right? Oh, they won't give you nothing, without being paid for it. I noticed. Oh, man, they're really into the pay, man. They won't tell you anything. Or they'll just give you a little so they get you so you'll pay. You notice that? That's called material motivation. And you think these people can do much for you? No, you got to be, it's always, you got to have material payment, man, because they don't know what spiritual payment is. The payment of the spirit. See? This is where you understand, give and it shall be given unto you. But this happens so fast. It's not like there's any delay for a devotee. They give and it's given like that. Because that's the way the universe worked for them. They love, that's called serving. That's being a servant of God, my friends. Not a materially motive. I'll give you good health if you give me back. But that's all they can maybe give you is some knowledge or something about good health. The ways of the Spirit are different. Didn't Jesus teach the same thing? He said, you receive freely, give freely. Because when you find the real devotee, that's the way it is, man. You've been given freely, you've been received freely, give freely. Then you'll learn what Jesus really meant personally. You become the personification of why he said that. something, Samaguri, I just somehow like this truth. I just like truth. It's just so delectable. You know? These scriptures are so great, man. They're fantastic. Thank you, Prabhupada, for giving me some ammunition. You ever, even not physically, I used to like to go on the range, and fire bullets. Something about firing bullets into tin cans, not animals, tin cans. Something dead, not living things. Just I like to fire bullets. It's the same thing with preaching. It's like firing bullets, man. It's just like target practice. The truth always hits its target too. It's really never misses. There's the truth, and then there's Maya, man. And the bullet goes and it hits its target every time. It's target practice. That's all it is. So, the Transcendental Gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, wait. I missed this other juicy thing here. All the wealth in the three worlds cannot equal the value of one such nectarian fruit of devotional service. That's each and every one of these verses, my friends. Not one thing one treasure in this material universe can compare to one fruit of love of God, which these verses are. That's why each time you come against a treasure, and you relish it, chew it, masticate it, speak it out, fluff it out, man. Glorify the truth, man. Bust the illusion. See? Not one anything else can compare to these nectarian fruits. Devotion to Krishna, love of God, truce, chit understanding, not one. These are all fruits of love of God. See, not considering who asked for it and who did not, nor who was fit or unfit to receive it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the nectarian fruit of devotional service. See? That's its style, man. We're not looking, ooh, did you eat this or don't eat or not eat that? Then you're qualified to come. You remember the pastime with Srivas Thakur? He looked at the brahmachari and says, well, okay, you're actually sinless. You're qualified to see the kirtan of the Lord. You don't eat any vegetables even. Oh, that's real. You're really highly qualified. You just drink milk and eat fruit. Oh, no sex your whole life. Oh, wow, you're definitely qualified. And the Lord threw him out. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the qualification. See? No. The qualification is this one thing. You just accepting the gift. You accept my devotee, Srivas. Come on back. Just because of that. Oh, you came to Srivas, who's just a humble Brahmin, just a simple Brahmin who even had a dog. Which is not very Brahminic. If you're a Brahmin, even now the people, I would never have a dog and impurify myself. I'd be impure to have a dog. I'd be like these people out on the street, and I'm a Brahmin. I would never, I'm superior in knowledge. The Lord said, oh, come on back. You went in the right door the right way, man. You just accepted the gift. You accepted the gift coming from my Srivas, my devotee, man. He represents me. Therefore, come on into the kirtan. Come into my association. Isn't that basically how it is here? People, whoever accepts this preaching, you just brought in, not saying, oh, is Lalita qualified, man? Was she good enough? Did she do enough good deeds her whole life? No, she just received the gift, right? She believes in the Lord's representative, and therefore, oh, this is proof that it's really here because she's got the gift, not considering whether she's qualified or not. She received the gift. Even people in our sangha that don't quite get the gift yet, it's always they're not receiving it. They don't receive it in their heart. I'm sorry, I just don't receive you, Go Haridas. I don't receive your word. I doubt them. Therefore, that's simply that until they get the faith, right? You might even have some loved one near you, some relative who's like that, right? That's like the what's it, the aunt of Srivas. She didn't have that faith. She just stole her way in there, and the Lord says, "Why did I lose my ecstasy? I don't feel." See, in other words, that person didn't have faith. She had some other motive. She couldn't partake of the gifts that the Lord gives those who have faith in him and his devotees. Message, right? You notice how easy it could be? Not considering. He's not, I'm telling you, Bill Gates, you come here. And if any faith is born in your heart, you will get the gift because the Lord ain't considering how many people you've already killed. And he's killed many. Many. And nobody, they make him man of the year. That's what you do in Maya. You make these people men of the year, and they're the biggest friggin' hypocrites, liars, and cheaters. You worship demons and rakshasas. I'm sorry, that's the truth. You make them men of the year, and they're destroying you. This is the illusion. Pretty bad, huh? Especially in Kali Yuga. You want out? Any of you? Following? You compliers with that? Or you being servants of that, you got that high position, being a mass murderer. Basically that's basically it. You do it by lethal injection stuff. You want out, any of you? You can come here, man. They'll all be forgiven. The Lord ain't gonna look, are you qualified or not? I only bring up this point not to criticize it, just to show it how merciful my Lord is. He won't be looking. He'll be looking at just simply this. Oh, you're accepting the gift because my gift comes through my real line, my real devotees. He won't be looking at all these misleading, how many people have been misled by these leaders of the so-called representatives of Prabhupada. You come here, the Lord won't look at it. He'll just give you love of God. That's the way Lord Chaitanya is. Just receive the gift through the real line and the real devotees who are the storehouse of this love of God. It's that simple and that true. And you all know it who are recipients here. That's what you preach, is that kind of faith, right? That's it, man. That's the witness. That's your witness, man. I've come here and I got love of God. I accepted the gift, man. I ain't qualified. That's why you all know your position. You're just a wretched person of the material world, a fallen soul, and you got the gift. That's your preaching. And all these gurus and all their followers think it's about attaining it through going to people who are not the storehouse of the gift. They think I'm going to get it from those where it's not stored. They don't know the real philosophy of Lord Chaitanya, do they? That's why Prabhupada asked me to preach it, because they don't know. Not one of them knows. Narayan Maharaj does not. You're going to get the gift because that way. None of you. I was there. I've seen your biggest gurus. They don't have this gift because it doesn't come there. I don't care how much. Oh, so great. You're not great until you're a storehouse of this gift and you give it to others and show. Otherwise, you're not a representative of the real line. Pretty narrow gate, isn't it? You got to get, in other words. You got to hear the real preaching of the real word. It's like a laser. Cuts through all the illusion, all the way up into religious ideas and speculations that don't work. It's the Truth will set you free, and it does. These words come true again and again and again. Simply because the Lord is using. I don't have to be anything special. I don't promote myself. Go hard. You see me? Let me appear like I'm perfect like these guys. Oh, I've got to keep a big distance. That's why I can't even give you email. You might find me out. It's just an appearance of the truth, but it's a lie. No, the transcendental potency, Sat, Chit, and Ananda in this world, the real appearance of it. That's your deliverance, your door, man. That's your window of opportunity, and it's here. Otherwise, it passes you by. The window of opportunity passes you by. And you just float on down into the universe of all these illusions. If you go pass through this window of opportunity, you pass into the kingdom of God. Okay? And you stay there. And it's rooted here. Like Jesus says, I pray, Lord, don't bring them back. Don't take them out of this world. Keep them here and preach like I did. Liberate some souls. That's why we're here. I don't pray that you go. Stay here, man. I don't care, hooked to a machine or not and suffering a little. Don't. Why? Preach while you're here, man. Liberate some people. They need you. They need this. You need your faith, man, to get out. They don't have faith in illusions, faith in people that are not storehouses of bhakti. See, they stay non-liberated. They stay in illusion because of not having the truth preached to them by a living word. You got to be the living word, man. Alive in the word. The word is in you. You're in the word. Okay? Same thing. Be in God. God is in you. Okay? People are preaching. They're preaching these so-called, spiritual masters. You go, oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. But the real word is not in them. They are not in the real word, and the real word is not in them to deliver you. Okay? If the real word is in you, real bhakti will be in you. You'll be a storehouse of love of God. You will show the world that you have the shelter. At least we know Prabhupada had the shelter, right? You can see, it's in his vibration. Yeah. All right, really going today. This is a great chapter. See, the chapter, the essence is what was the name of the chapter? I forgot already. So, let's see. The desire tree of devotion.
Desire tree.
Yeah, the desire tree. Okay? That's the devotee, man. See, they're a storehouse of devotion. See, and if you desire devotion, you just go there. It's so simple. What is the difficulty? You look for the desire tree. That's the devotee filled with a storehouse. They're a storehouse of this real, authentic bhakti, and you can actually see it. You can actually feel it, man. From them, ecstatic emanates, and by their word, ignorance is destroyed. Do you notice? Do I hold back from destroying all the ignorance all the way up to the top of it? The top of the chain? Do you see ecstatic love emanating here and also from the witnesses? This is you want, you desire. This is why I'm talking to you, real lookers for Krishna, the real ones who desired to attain Krishna in this life. Even if you have just a little desire, you come here, we'll fan it. It will grow into a hot fire. You'll realize, my God, this was life is all about, is to find the storehouse of devotion to Krishna and plunder it. Go into that barn, man, filled with these ripened grains. That's all. That's it. That's life. The ultimate end. There ain't anything more for even the greatest demigods in the world other than hearing this kind of preaching and seeing this kind of demonstration. See, demo, we're here. Demonstration means demolishing Maya, demolishing all demolish Maya, illusion, confusion. Make it really clear. Can you imagine when you get clarity, man? It's like, no doubt. It is in the kingdom. It's a kingdom of faith. Bhaktivinoda said, Vrindavan is the kingdom of faith. Hey, faith, you feel it, man. You're in Vrindavan, man, because you're faithful in the real path, faithful in the real devotees. What else is there? Solid faith, man. That's the best thing you're going to get here is faith in the real Krishna, faith in real devotion, faith in the real devotees, not the fakes, not the replicas, not the imitators. Are we on a roll today? Sorry, this chapter is so inspiring. So these verses, they get increasingly more and more fantastic, actually. One who has taken his birth. Oh, wait. Where did I get too far? Oh, God, I went, no, wait, what happened here? Yeah. All the wealth of the three worlds cannot equal even one of these nectarian fruits of devotional service. Why? Because it's all friggin' illusion, man. All weak. All useless trinkets in this world. And just one fruit. See? One devotee. The Lord, he'll save a whole universe because of one devotee. Didn't he do that? Didn't he do that with Prahlad? He saved the whole friggin' universe because of one devotee was being troubled by Hiranyakashipu, who was actually another devotee. But, the Lord plays with even sometimes he makes a demon out of a devotee. And we've seen this in the scriptures. That's why you can't, why judge anything in that way? You never know what the Lord is doing. Yeah. Got to see from his eyes, it's a pastime. It's a pastime. He's saying, you see, this is what I do for my devotees. My devotee was sitting there preaching devotional service. He wants people to get this. He wants people to get me. So I got to give me. What do you think we're doing here? Why do you think you guys are getting this? Because I was preaching to 20-something years to an empty camera. That's why I really appreciate it. I got 9, 10, 20 people sometimes, listening. That's pretty good. And then they watch the replays. Seeds going out now, So it's nice, See, these are Krishna's hearing the call. Oh, my devotee's calling me. He wants people to get me. All right. No, let's, they got this person. We'll send them one by one, This person. We don't want to overwhelm the situation. We got to straighten Karuna out first. Now we get him straightened out, then we can go on. Got to deal with the runts. Okay, so Chaitanya, the transcendental gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed handful after handful of fruit in all directions. And when the poor hungry people ate the fruit, the gardener smiled with great pleasure. Hey, this is the fruit of devotional service, isn't it? Fruit of chanting. Fruit of chanting is ecstatic love, man, and understanding and preaching the true glories of the Lord, the truth. The chit. Potency, real transcendental knowledge. See, God said in the Bible, my people are being destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. And it is so true. That's why you got to hear from devotees, ecstatic devotees who worship the Lord with loving ecstasy. Bhagavad Gita 10:10 revisited. I give them the real understanding to find their way. You listen to them, you also find your way. I give them the real knowledge. See? Then you get real knowledge that these empty barns can't give you. They're not storehouses for this bhakti. Therefore, they don't have the right understanding. They don't have the real knowledge. This is real knowledge you hear here. We prove it every day. These are the nectarian fruits of devotional service. Handful after handful. How many classes are we doing? Every day. Handful after handful of nectarian fruits of preaching the true glories of the Lord. As it is, without compromise, without holding back, without thinking, what are they going to think about me? What is Jayapataka going to think about me? Oh, I won't get so many followers because I'm not kissing their asshole, licking their stool. Sorry. I've just never been an ass kisser. I'm sorry. Hey, man, if they're real devotees, they'll know the heart of what I'm preaching. If not, well, they're just ass kissers themselves. That's all. Simple. They kissed ass to get their position. I didn't kiss ass to get my position. No, I just preach the truth. I said, hey, man, whether I go back to Godhead myself or we take some with us, fine. Whatever is your will, Lord. But I'm going to keep preaching the true glories of the Lord. And that's what attracted Prabhupada. When I was doing that, he came. Krishna also. Because of the truth, man. He said, truth's being preached here, man. Yeah. Because of your guru, that's why you got my darshan. And this happened over and over again. You guys, when you become ecstatic devotees, that's the darshan of Krishna. Not necessarily, maybe you'll get a vision and see this and that, but the real darshan is you love the name. You love these scriptures. That's the darshan, because that is Krishna, and you're feeling Krishna. The washerman saw Krishna, but he didn't have the devotional feeling. He saw Krishna. You're in a better position because you're feeling Krishna in his name. You're feeling them in his pastimes. You feel related. You feel he's your life and soul. That is everything. Not physical proximity. Washerman, Krishna, I hate you. I'm a servant of Kamsa. He saw that beautiful Krishna right before him, but didn't see. Can you imagine? That's how it is when you die, you Vaidhi Bhaktas there. And not liking this preaching, you die and you're going to see the Krishna there, and then hate's going to come out of your mouth like it does here. Still, until you're purified. Condemnation. You'll be like that Kamsa because you've been serving liars, cheaters, and hypocrites. Those who don't represent the real path. This is the tough preaching. You have to hear it sometime if you're going to be delivered. This cuts the illusion at the heart of it. I know I can go and appreciate everything. I can appreciate what Acharya Dev did. I mean, did a good job on the Bhagavatam. But I'm here to help him. That's not going to help him. He needs to hear the truth, man. All of them. If they're ready to, maybe they'll listen. If I get one to listen, I saved the soul. Otherwise, they just die in their illusion that they're great acharyas, and they're not. Unless you got to come up to the standard of the verse. Are you a storehouse of love of God? Then you're in the real line. Then you're the real guru. Otherwise, you're not the real guru. See, it's either a real thing or a false thing now. No, well, kind of, let's just kind of like fluff it up a little bit. Let's fill in the cracks, put some putty in there. But then it'll crack because it's not the full truth. You want to worship a guru, we just kind of put putty there, well, that's a little hole there and a little hole there. We just shore it up. And it's just putty, man. And then when the time comes, like now, they all crack. You see, they're cracking, man. Let me be a spokesman like these politicians and like these what do you call influencers, like the Dalai Lama, and like all of them are cracking under the illusion. Like the entertainers. So the gurus they've been entertaining you for 40 years now. So they're like the entertainers. Yeah, let us line you up for this. Sheeps to slaughters. Put your masks on. Obey your authorities out there. Believe in the illusion. I don't believe in the illusion. I don't believe in any of the illusion. That's why I stay ecstatic, man. I'm here to teach that, man. Not to believe in any illusion, man. Believe in only the truth. Love of Krishna, love of Krishna, love of Krishna. Storehouse of Krishna. Where is the storehouse? We have a lot of books storing this devote. And you, the best gift you're going to get here is you're going to be able to relish this bhakti stored in these books. Just like Narottam could relish the bhakti that was stored in the river and nobody else could. See? Why? Because I'm here to make real devotees. You're going to taste this bhakti in these books like I do. That's the greatest gift of all. You're going to see them as treasure. You're going to feel it as treasure. And you're going to live on this food forever. Because this is real food. What do you think Jesus is talking about? It's just words, bread of life, bread of life, bread of life. But you can't eat the bread. You come here, you're going to eat the bread, man. You're going to see what spiritual food is. You're going to taste it. You're going to relish it. You're going to be happy with it. You're going to praise it. You're going to glorify spiritual food and liberate the world. This is the only way. Ramachandra Puri, his guru was relishing spiritual food and separation, the highest spiritual food, in the mood of the gopi, like Lalita Das. Yeah. Oh, my Lord, where are you? Oh, just relishing mellows like this. And Ramachandra Puri comes, what are you doing? Why are you crying? See, like they do now. Why are you guys crying? Why, Lalita, are you crying? Why are you laughing? Oh, this is crazy. He never got it in his whole life, as far as we see in the pastime. He just found fault with even Lord Chaitanya. See, how do you find fault with Lord Chaitanya? Well, we're here to do it. You want to know who's a fault finder of Lord Chaitanya? Because we just represent him. We represent his Satchidananda here. Oh, whoever finds fault with this preaching, with this ecstasy, there you go. You found a fault finder. Okay? You found somebody that's blocking your way to the real Krishna. Because that's who we represent, Satchidananda, right? Yes or no? See, the Transcendental Gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, distributed handful after handful of fruit in all directions. See, all directions. We're in a direction. Or we're not just into a Brahmin, right? We're not just going, oh, you're qualified. You're a Brahmin. Oh, you're in the Krishna conscious movement. No. In, out, up, or down. Who cares, man? Demons, demigods, food service workers, cheerleaders, anybody. Drunks. Handful after handful. Not considering, is this person... No, just who will accept the gift. Whoever will come here and say, be an admirer even. Oh, yeah, sorry, I can't be a disciple. But I really like what you do, man. Thank you so much. And then if you didn't even make any contact in your next life, you'll like the devotees because you like them here. You bound that. You've shown God that you like him. You like his devotees. If you like his devotees, you like him. If you don't like his real devotees, you don't like him yet. See? You need to get clear on, what is really God. And and come to the point of liking what is of spirit, what is of truth. Ooh, Gohar, I don't like your preaching, pointing out that gurus are not qualified, that they're not qualified. Oh, I don't like that. Well, I'm sorry, you don't like the real Krishna. He's these truths. He's this verse, man. I'm just quoting the verse and just glorifying the truth of it, man. He's the storehouse. He said, "Oh man, my devotee is the storehouse for this bhakti, and you don't like the storehouse? Sorry, you're an illusion, man. You don't come out until you do. Till you come through the door. The storehouse is the door. You got to come into that barn filled with the golden grain of Lord Chaitanya. See, the golden grain is God, man. He takes his residence in your heart. Now you know what is true. Now you got an eternal companion. Now you're a goddess of fortune. Literally. I mean, literally. You're the goddess of nothing but good fortune comes into your life. Everything is good fortune. Even if it appears like Haridas was whipped in 21 marketplaces, became one of the greatest pastimes of the Lord. Even mentioned in the 21 hours of ecstasy. Okay? Even that was the good fortune. Everything turns into good fortune. The troubles devotees have is good fortune. It's all good fortune for everybody. Otherwise, nothing but misfortune. Misfortune, you miss the fortune. You miss the being fortunate. So I'm just trying to help people not miss it. Try to convince them the fortune is really here. You're going to be rich, man. The lottery's here. People want it. You're the witnesses. Yeah, you guys, you're preaching and saying, I've won the lottery. I've won the lottery. I've won the spirit of the lottery. That's your preaching, man. Just glorify. Hey, man, I won the lottery, and you can too. Hey, man, there's assurance that you will, not just hopium, not just even hope. Oh, I hope I'll win. No, you're assured that everybody will win because you've come where the storehouse, the barn is here and distributing handful after handful, this way, that way, up and down, and anywhere and everywhere. How dare I tell them? Well, you know me. I dare a lot of things. I dare them to come forward and defend themselves. I dare you to come forward and I dare you. You dare me. I dare you to come forward and defend yourself. Defend your position. Show us your ammunition. See if your speculations can withstand this truth here. You gurus, Acharya Dev, I think you memorized so many more verses than me. Let's see if these verses you memorized can stand before this here. Yeah, I dare them, but they won't come. I don't believe they come. Why would they? They have a lot to lose. What I got, I can't lose, man. Because my value is this. I can lose all my. You can all go away because you lose faith. Maybe you're convinced by Acharya Dev or something. That's fine. I got my fortune already, man. I already had it. Look at it. They all abandoned Jesus. All his disciples. He says, "I'm alone, but I've got you, Lord." That's the main thing. Whether I have disciples or no disciples, hey, man, don't you leave. That's the main thing. Let us just have our relationship. See, that's a devotee that knows the truth. It's that good, man. It's that good just to have God, to be a goddess of fortune. Or a god of fortune, whatever you want. You're just you're in this world, you're a god, like the Lord, because the Lord is living in you and you're a servant of that Lord. Hey, there was a cute little movie yesterday. Now I see the reason why I won't watch it. It was about a butler, about two butlers, actually. I didn't finish it. But basically, this lady, her whole life, she wanted to be a butler. See, this is Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. She wanted to be a butleress, I guess. What do they call them? Butleress. Her whole life, she meditated on this, and she saw, and she showed this guy who was really, they go to this butler school. I tell you, boy, this is really, my God, Krishna, is there any place where he's not? My God, he's in every damn thing. He's in every friggin' movie. I can't believe it. I tried to get away. I tried to get a little entertainment away from that guy, and he shows up in the movie. Preaching the truth. So she's got this other guy. She ends up falling in love with this guy, and so anyway, he doesn't even want to be a butler, but he's great at it. He's just great at it. And she wants to be a butler, but she's all nervous and she doesn't do a very good job. And all this. Anyway, the guy that's the butler teacher, he says, you got the passion, but you're just a fumbling person, and all of that stuff. And you need help. So see, he gets this guy that doesn't even care about being a butler, but he's good at it, naturally. So they get together, and so she changes. She says, God, you're such a good butler, but you don't want to be. She says, I want to show you some movies, how great it is to be a butler. See, butler is servant, right? Servant of a rich person, right? That's what she wanted. She showed the movie, and it brought tears to her eyes. And I thought, now I'm thinking, I didn't think that. Now I see it. Shows this movie of a butler, and the butler says to the rich person, and it was a lady, my whole life is just dedicated to your service. And she grabbed his hand. They had this sweet encounter. And this lady, she's watching the movie with this guy, and he says, boy, you're really moved by it. She says, yes, this is what I want to be. I want to be a true confidential servant of a rich person. This is Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. And this guy was moved. He was inspired. He says, wow, this I didn't know that it was like this sweet relationship. I thought it was about being a master. See, when people want to be God or be gods, want to be gurus. But a real servant of the Lord, it's just a butler for God. They like it. They want this confidential, sweet relationship they have with the Lord. It's all about that, man. Brings tears to their eyes, just like this lady with the one. This was the meaning of the movie. This is the purport of the movie. Be a servant, a butler, a servant of the rich person. And why not go all the way? You think these elites are rich? Well, they just got $1 billion or billions of dollars. What is that? Be a servant in that. How about being a servant of Krishna? He's got universes emanate from his pores. I want to be a servant like that, man, a butler for him. That's what it's about. Be a servant of the richest person in the world. That's it. And the Lord treats his butlers, man, really nicely. They get well paid. They get all the good fortune that he has. They get all the reputation that he has. He even says, my devotees are more worshipable than I am. And it's true, they are. If it wasn't for Prabhupada, you think I'd be knowing Krishna or Lord Chaitanya? It's because of them. Him. Otherwise, I would not know. And the same for all Krishna Das Kaviraj, all of the Lord's devotees. They're more worshipable to me than the Lord himself in that way. Because I get the Lord through them and only through them. They are the door. This is the whole thing. One guru teaches you this. Every one of these people are doors to Vrindavan. You go through the one door, you learn from the one door, then you can go in all the doors, the real doors, not the fake doors. The blind alleys, the door you open and there's a blank wall there, brick wall. Not those doors, the real doors. Man, you can go in every one of them. You go in Prabodhanandana's door, right? Don't you? She read that book this morning. She goes in that door and gets that. Radha, the glories of Radha, the maidservant. You go in Krishna Das Kaviraj, get Radha and Krishna. You go in Prabhupada's book, his preaching, you go in that door and you get the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is within and at hand. You pull it up anytime you want, man. Anytime you feel a little lonely in this world. Loneliness is only just lack of association with real devotees. For a devotee, that's all it is. And that's why you go in the door. You pick up a book and start chanting the verses or chanting the holy names. All of a sudden, loneliness goes, oh, yeah, I'm back with the Lord. Hey, man, if there's loneliness, see, people are lonely in the world for what? For dead things. That's the problem. That's why it's just weak. You're lonely for something dead or dead people in Maya. They're floating in the Maya. Oh, where's this person? You ever see even our son or something? Oh, I just want some association. With who? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm lonely. I'll take anything. I'll go to McDonald's and eat any bullshit thing on the thing. Ooh, might have stepped on some toes. See? But a devotee, I'm sorry, you guys in Maya don't feel. I don't care how beautiful you are in your bodies, how big a reputation you got, or how big a guru people think you are. Are you a door to Vrindavan? Are you a door to the spiritual world? Are you a real devotee who has real devotional potency living inside them? Otherwise, you have no substance, no reality to me. You're just floating in this Maya. I don't care about how big your titles are. What is this? It's all external. You know, the devil, Maya, gives titles to all kinds of fools. But only the Lord and the Lord's devotees give real bhakti, storehouse of devotion, which reveals everything, the true nature of everything. All of a sudden, I could see real. I was blind and now I can see. Oh, I know what amazing grace is because amazing grace is in my temple, in my body, man. I live for this grace. I love this grace. Probably speaking too much. Sorry about that. It's hard not to. These verses are really inspiring. See, the poor hungry people ate the fruit, and the gardeners smiled with real pleasure. And you will smile too, because you're like this. You're becoming like this, gardeners. See, you're gardening. Aren't you gardening, man? Aren't you coming here to garden? Aren't you coming here to taste this nectar and get rid of any other bullshit that's inside still? You know, take some weeds out. Yeah, put some more nectar in, take some weeds out. Aren't you gardeners too? Isn't that the meaning of these verses? Isn't that the why the Lord acted as an example of being a devotee? You got to also become like a gardener. But to do that, you got to get the gardener living in you. How do you do that? You just follow Jesus. He said, I'm the true vine. The real spiritual master is the true vine. And my Father is the gardener. Well, my Father is also the gardener. Well, he's in me and he'll be in you and he'll garden away and you'll know his work. He starts pulling weeds and you feel it too. Whoa, man, that hurt. Just for a while. You know, after a while, oh man, death loses its sting. Because that's all death. Conditioning is all the old stuff, the old death in you still. When there's no more death in you because there's only life living in you, then you start knowing more. Right? Then you live to live in the nice, no more big problems. Christians still have problems because they're mixed still. Some mixtures, and they're mixed in there and all that. But here on this path, man, it just gets so blessed. See, it's more good fortune upon good fortune upon good fortune. No need for this because you're not mixing. You're not into this alloy thing. Being let me mix my devotional service with pious deeds or something else, or liberation. Oh, I just want to worship Krishna just to be liberated. No, I want to worship him to taste the bread of life. I want to just commune with the Lord because it's so wonderful. Yeah, this is the Lord Chaitanya, and the real line brings you to the height of auspiciousness. There ain't any more good fortune you can get than this. And you start feeling, I mean, I start feeling this in this world. There's another any better fortune than this. No other path better than this. Literally. Even as a Christian, that's why I went back and forth to Christianity for a while to learn that lesson. I said, well, let me see. Maybe Jesus is better because look at all these Vaishnavas. I can hardly find anybody that has what I'm feeling. I have no role model. So let me go back into the ecstatic Christians and listen. And it was always something a bit missing, you know? And I'm looking at what they want and all this, and I'm thinking, let me try back to Christian, and then back and forth. I finally got it. Oh, okay, I got it. Pure devotional service. That's where it's at. That's Lord Chaitanya's gift, man. That's being in this line. That's Prabhupada's gift, man. This is our line. Pure devotional service. The highest nectar, the greatest treasure, the greatest truth, man. Just pure devotional service. Without any material motives, not to become a big healer, not to even come to really to be healed only, and then I'm gonna become a healer. No, to be healed by communion with God, and then everything becomes good fortune for you or anybody else with you that believes in your word. That comes spontaneously. Hey, no notes. You said we take note of the scriptures, of course. They're like a diving board. You ever see diving boards? You know, you could dive into the water, right? But if you have a diving board, man, you just bounce on that thing and you go high in the air and then you make a nice splash gracefully in the water. That's the scriptures, the diving board. I like to get on the diving board of the scripture verse and bounce on that thing and go high in the air and just come down graceful. Of God. Truth. You didn't know. Another hat. I'm a diver, man. Professional diver. Making professional divers. You like that, right? Sorry, I'm hugging all the time, man. It's hard not to. So, Lord Chaitanya thus addressed the multifarious varieties of branches and sub-branches of the tree of devotional service. See, varieties, isn't that interesting? Variety, you notice you're all varieties. You're not, nobody's the same. Nobody can be like Janaki. Nobody could be like Lalita. Nobody could be like Govinda or River. You're a variety. See, the Lord is spiritual variety, varieties of devotees. See, this is proof that you're in the real Sangha because we got variety here. It's not like it's like the world, you know, the world and even religions try to make you like you got to be like a clone. You got to be like everybody else. See, it's the world you're seeing. They're trying to do this one world order where everybody's the same thing for everybody, the same mentality. Everybody just a slave mentality, no creativity, nothing. That's the world. And that's religion too. Oh, well, a devotee is like this. They're always feigned humility. That's humbleness. Don't ask questions because that's not humble. You know, stuff like that. You're put into a mold because why? There's no real truth there. Real truth is spontaneous. See, spontaneous interaction with God and your interaction with the world, spontaneous. See, coming naturally from your nature, being a devotee. See, this is attractive. Yeah, everybody wants it. Not every, but a lot of people that really get some intent, they want to be themselves, right? And don't they teach that in the New Age and the self-development? Be yourself, man. But you're still an illusion. You're not even woke up, and so that's an end. That's a path with a dead end. You know? Yeah, I want to be my false ego self. So what? You ever see people like that? They're themselves. And they think, oh, you know, just because they're still an illusion. How about be your real transcendental self, man? Your real soul awaken. That's what we do. You can be that real self. See? Then so the Lord's addressing you all. Let's hear what his address is. I think this is an important message for us all. He's addressing us all. Let's see. Lord, address the multifarious varieties and branches. Since the tree of devotional service is transcendental, every one of its parts can perform the action of all the others. Although a tree is supposed to be immovable, this tree nevertheless moves. See, the Lord is one tree, right? That's Lord Chaitanya. You become his representative. You're like the butler. See, represents the great master, the great wealthy person. See? Now, this great wealthy person isn't like the wealthy people in the world. They're pretty miserly, aren't they, usually? They hoard their money. You know, it's just for them. And maybe their servants. No, not much for them. They'll give them a little piddlets. You know, speaking of stories, Elon Musk yesterday, wealthy guy, billionaire, man. Billionaire. He had this person working for him. This is how faithful Maya is, and Maya's representatives, these wealthy people. He had a servant for many years, 10, 20 years, something like this. And she helped him and everything, did everything for him. You know, just gave her life and everything for everything. And then finally, she first time, she says, "Can you give me a raise?" And so Elon Musk says, "Okay, go away for a week." He's so-called intelligent. And he found out he could do everything that she could do, you know, because of her, you know, helping him and learning all these things, obviously. And so she came back. And you know what he did? First thing, he fired her. He said, "This is it. This is how Maya is. Very nonchalant, uncompassionate. Oh, yeah, I found I could do everything you did. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. No raise for you. No, I get rid of you." Okay? Now, is this a bad thing? No, this is a great thing. They did this to me in ISKCON, and maybe some of you out there. I worked my ass off. I really wanted Krishna. And they said, "This is how you get Krishna. You go and sell paintings every day, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's how you're going to get Krishna. You show your sincerity." And I was miserable. And I finally couldn't take it anymore after 5 years of that, because I really wanted Krishna. 5 years. I was the biggest collector in the world for these paintings. The biggest collector. Tamal Krishna said, "I don't even want to mention his name because they might steal him." Yeah, because they're all into money, you know, making money. I collected that much money. It was easy for me. I just go and set up the paintings, and people would just come like nothing. Just out of nowhere. It'd be an empty mall, and people would come and buy paintings. It was so effortless. It was amazing. Why that happened, who knows? But but anyway, I got burnt out finally after 5 years. I said, "I can't take this anymore, man. You know, I'm not getting what I want, you know, something." And I said, "Can you give me at least a bus ticket to go to California, you know, so I can..." "Oh, you kidding? Get out of here, man. It's like, you get a dirty dish rag, and it's been used now, you just throw it away. Why even wash it? Why give it any? Just throw it in the garbage." That was the biggest lesson for me about religion. So that's why we get people here. If you still have faith in that, see, people do. They, "Oh no, my gurus will do that and this." But if they're under Maya, they'll eventually do that. They have to. That's what Maya does. She throws you away like a dish rag. Shows you, I have no compassion for you. I'm just here to use you. Right? Isn't that it? That's what Maya does. That's why you ultimately have to meet the real devotees who give you this bhakti, give you something substantial. See, give you an eternal relationship with God. That's pretty substantial, isn't it? Okay? That makes you independent, doesn't it? See, you're independent by being in the truth. See, you become independent of the Lord's illusion by being in the truth and remaining in the truth forever. Everybody's in the Maya because they don't know this. This is why you if your guru is not a storehouse of this bhakti, man, they can't make you independent like this. You'll be dependent on the Maya that they're under too. Only the devotee that's in the Lord and the Lord is really in him, because they're a storehouse of this real bhakti, is independent of the Maya in that way. That's what you want, deliverance. You need that window of opportunity that Jesus called the door. See? That window of opportunity is here. Our whole preaching is to get people faithful and convinced of that. Convince their mind to wash their brain of all the illusions they believed in. Okay? It's illusion keeping you down. Because of lack of knowledge, you're being destroyed. You're being destroyed by these leaders even. They're acting out now. They're telling you to be destroyed. They're destroying themselves and you. They can't help it. They also need this. They need to come to the truth. They need the truth will set them free. They need to hear, oh yeah, let me come to the storehouse of this bhakti. That's the door I want to go in. Isn't that pretty doggone simple? Isn't that pretty doggone easy to understand when you hear it in the right place? You hear the scriptures preached like they're supposed to be preached, which is the purpose of them being preached. They're meant to liberate the world. Even the Bible can liberate the world if it's preached in the right hands. Okay. Comments? Who wants to say something? I'll just go on forever, so I don't want to do that.
Being fired by Maya is getting released from prison. So it's a big boon. It's a big blessing. When you get fired by Maya, it's great.
Yeah, that's great. You lose faith in Maya. That was when I left too. I remember I left ISKCON, and I felt so good. I was they were telling me, oh, you leave ISKCON, you're going to go into Maya, and Maya's going to woo, but when I left, in my heart, I felt relieved. I felt happy in my heart, like Krishna. Krishna was covered up by that religion, see, and so I felt my heart started to open. Literally, I was like, wow. I felt like, I started to get this relationship with God, the feeling like, I feel like I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. That was covered over in religion. See, that's why these gurus, they cover it over in you. They're not preaching you they don't have the power to liberate you. See? I was already, that was an obstacle I needed to learn, because I was easily liberated, really. If I would have just got the mantra, what I did, got Prabhupada's books, it just went off on my own. I didn't need that, really, other than to get it really sink in what religion is. And maybe help others figure it out too. I'm just preaching what I could have done, but that was part of my journey. Everybody has to do what they do, whatever it is. That's why you see people, they're politicians, these guys that try to block the path the door we opened here. They try to block the path. How they do it? By politics. They're stuck in politics. Oh, Gohar, you see, he went to Christianity, so therefore he's not bona fide. See, he made a mistake. Well, that was not a mistake. I could say going to ISKCON was a mistake, but that
That
wasn't
was a mistake.
no, none of it was. None of any of our journeys is not a mistake. You know, whatever it is. I mean, you know,
Learning.
look, you got to look now. What is the result of all of these things? I went to Narayan Maharaj. A lot of ISKCON do it. Oh, you see, you went to him. Oh, I went to Radhakund Babaji. People say, oh, you went to Radhakund Babaji's. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Or you rejected Prabhupada. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was a Christian. All Christians reject. Everything's a false god to them. I got that associated. Why should I be in it? It's just that, you know, I got to taste a lot of things and realize a lot of things. You know, and now I'm here, you know, with this kind of consciousness, this understanding, this experiences under my belt. See, people don't look like that. They're still an illusion and still full of motives. Therefore, they act like politicians. Don't politicians do character assassination? Right? Isn't that one of their things? They want to take somebody down. Oh, you see what it's always what you see what he did in his past, right? Ooh, therefore don't follow him because he made a mistake. Ooh, wow, you see he's not perfect. Don't you know we're all perfect? We never make mistakes. Let's point out the mistake he made so that we can get an advantage over you. You don't see our material motives because you're under illusion. The whole world is like this. Religion is like this. They're doing the same thing now. Yeah. See, that's why my Lord and real devotees, hey, everybody's made a mistake. You made a mistake being a guru, but did you really? No, it was part of your path, part of your learning. You're doing what you're doing. The Lord is authorizing it simply because you're doing it. The Lord is authorizing Bill Gates to do what he's doing simply because he's doing it. God could stop his heart at any time, right? I just go poop and you're gone, man. But he's still here, isn't he? Fauci's still here. He's still in charge. Look at Biden. Can you imagine the guy being the president this long? Can you imagine if Trump was like that for even one day? He'd be out of here. It's all because everything is divinely organized and ordained. Everything, even the Maya, is working as it's working. We're doing what we're doing here because it's authorized. We have our role to play. Everybody is servant of the Lord. And they're just playing their role. Man, we're doing our role. They're doing. Isn't it nice to know what role you're in? A lot of people don't know. Some people are in the role of complying with that. Oh, See, it's all about. See, we are marginal. See, we are jiva. Jiva means to serve. We're meant to serve. That's all we're meant to do, to be servants. Now, here's the choice. David Icke was talking about, hey, why can't I get rid of this Krishna? Everywhere. He's even in David Icke's preaching. He said it's all about choice. See? He says the way the government's going now, the one world government, they want to take your choices away. So you got no choice. Okay? And then by limiting your choice, they get control over you. See? Control over you. Limiting your choice. Okay? But this choice cannot, when you are a devotee and you realize, oh, I can just choose to serve Krishna. They can't, what can they can't stop that. They can't limit my choice because I'm spiritual. I'm a spirit, man. They can limit the body, but what is the body? I know I'm a spirit, man. I choose to serve Krishna. That's the essence. They can't stop that. The government doesn't actually, who's in charge of the government, of the highest up is Shiva and the devil, whatever you want to call it. They're in charge. Oh, this person knows the truth. I can't stop them. So I have no jurisdiction over those. That's Yamaraj. Also, I have no jurisdiction over devotee. They're choosing to serve the transcendental Lord. They serve the truth, man. They preach the truth, even at the point of death. They don't care if somebody doesn't like it. They don't please the ass kissers. I'm not here to please ass kickers. kissers. I'm here to kick ass. You know, so birds of a feather flock together. If you're not an ass kisser, you can come here and become an ass kicker. You'll kick ass, kick Maya's ass, man. Kick the can down the road. All right. What else? Say something, somebody. Go ahead there, River.
Listening to, thanks so much. Absolutely brilliant.
Speak a little louder or something there.
I was listening to with Kuna Dollar Vigilante, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Talking about Kala Yuga. He's really into this. Who's the guy? Some kind of Krishna person. He's kind of talking and he's moving boredom of doing the Maya stuff, and he's moving further into the spiritual realm, and he was Kala Yuga, and at that place, and he's actually in place. He needs to be here if he wants to go forward, because he is searching and looking for something, you know. And it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful for him to hear him say Kala Yuga, bing bing, you know, my ears just. He's walking this way, walk this way, you know. So kind of don't know. Been trying to find his email or trying to get in touch with him, but it's a bit difficult. But that was really refreshing because he's a really nice guy. I like that. I like him. He's funny. He's just nice. He speaks really well. Even though he speaks, but he's been meditating. You know, meditating every 2 hours a day. He's been doing that for years. You know, I don't know what he's meditating on and has been, but whatever it is, it's brought him to this higher taste now, higher taste, which is really, really wonderful. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, you interact with these guys because they really do need this, and especially when they start to look like I heard that when we talked about Kali Yuga, and I thought also like, oh, this is great, he's getting there. And so they go as far on their own. They need to meet a Vaishnava because they're meeting people up to the point of liberation, these speculators on liberation. Like he's kind of like this meditation and also oneness. It's about, you know, more. So that's as far as they can go, or silence. They're into the silence. He says, well, you know, he's noticing the more he speaks about this, he said, this is what's making it more real. And he thought, well, how do we do this? Should I just be silent on this? But then how am I going to make my videos? Because these are the topics, you know? So he's like, what do we do? Where do we go from here? And actually, I did a class because of that video about that. About they got to speak about the truth, you know, the ultimate truth, you know, God as a person and chant the names. And distinguish between the illusion and the highest truth. See, but you know, so anyway, that's a process. That's why this is, you know, even amongst people that are in Krishna consciousness, it takes a while for them to show up here. They still, you know, not clear like this, and this clarity scares them often. It's like, wow, man, I don't know. We never heard anything like our gurus are not preaching like this. Yeah, well, you know, this is a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from others. Okay? Only because they're really in the truth. It's not different from God or Krishna or the real devotees, but amongst the world, most people are not liberated yet. Even in the Vaishnavism, they're still speculating. Okay? So that you just find one real Vaishnava, their opinion differs. And if you're a real Vaishnava at heart, you'll like gravitate in that direction. You'll gravitate towards them. You know? And even then, it's still hard because I noticed some people say, yeah, you know, I have all these experiences, but they don't come very much. It's still weakened by the Maya. But whoever does, you know, you'll see, you know, you become a witness. I mean, God, you know, this is the greatest thing is to be a witness to help people out of the illusion. I mean, really help them substantially get out where you can see visible signs of them getting out. like your teachers you were talking about this morning. They sort of help, but it all comes back. It's not permanent, nothing.
I've been up all night actually, playing with Krishna. Just amazing.
You're a little hard to hear. Why is that? I don't know.
I don't know. Right, is that better?
Oh, you know what? Let me mute my mic. Sometimes it's like that. It could be that.
Is that better? Yes. So I've been up all night, playing with Krishna. I was just on write. He gave me to write these things, and all sorts of different things was happening. Speaking to his my battery's gone.
You're muted.
Okay. Yeah. In the meantime, Lalita, give us a word.
I don't know what to say, Guru Maharaj. I really.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Ask.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to become stronger in this. Have more faith. So, what's the question? I don't know the question.
Okay. Well, you want more faith. All you do is you come regularly. See, then you're like a tree being watered. You're in the right soil, and you get the right water, and so everything will grow naturally. Faith, even too, or it could. It depends on your your journey. So.
Yeah. So to this becoming stronger, it's connected with being empowered. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this happens by sadhu sangha, by this association. It gets stronger, and then more empowered. It's like an iron in a fire. I mean, look already, 3 hours and 13 minutes of listening. You don't think this is going to have this is watering, watering. This is watering. We get strengthened in this. You'll see. That's how you grow in faith and all this. Oops.
Today I was late. I took a cold shower, but it helped.
Okay, so
it's not about that being late or it's about your faith. It's your heart needs to be here. That's the most important thing. Yeah. And if you come a little bit later, you listen to the replay. It's not about having guilt feelings. Oh, I was too late, etc., etc. It's being dedicated to this mission.
Yeah. Yeah. So you came late, right? Why did you come late?
I just slept. I was sleeping, and I woke up late. That's all. And I took a cold shower. But yeah, it's okay. I like what Lita said. Not to feel guilty about that, but
of course. Yeah, and then you just go watch the replay or whatever. Just take your fill. Yeah. So Lalita, give us a word.
Yeah, sometimes I know what to say at moments that others are speaking. When you ask this to me, well, give us a report.
Well, so now from now on, you just have to interrupt.
Yeah, I know that. But then sometimes it's just at a bad moment. I feel, well, no, I don't want to interrupt your flow. Yeah, this was a nice class. As I was actually afraid not to be able to watch it because the electricity was gone again. But
Oh,
just 1 hour ago, well, just a few hours ago, I could go live myself just before you. Just electricity was on again.
yeah,
Yeah, that's very important to be able to to follow your class. I'm really addicted on it. Really, yeah.
And it's
yeah.
really, sorry,
Go ahead. You
it's
go
really
ahead.
been a long time we did not dance. So I want to dance. I like to move, or maybe, yeah.
Dance.
Yes, I'm doing. But I was also listening to River.
Mhm. Yeah, I was dancing yesterday.
Those
Sankirtan.
those kirtans are amazing, really amazing.
Yeah. People getting into it too. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. I think everybody's got to kind of interrupt. Just if you have something to say, just jump in.
Maharaj, is my mic not very?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Let me.
Is it okay? Can you hear me okay? I just wanted to say that I spoke to this devotee yesterday, last night in the night, and he was saying how great you are, and I was like, oh, good. Who did you hear from? Who did you hear about, Guru? He said, it was from you a few years ago, and I've been watching him ever since. And I said, where have you been? He goes, I've been in family life, but I'm still watching you, and I can see he has the ecstasy. He has this ecstasy, and I can see that he's given it to you as well. It was so beautiful. It was so nice to hear that and to be in that. And I was talking to this other, so I'm actually speaking about vibrations now. I was speaking to this other devotee from ISKCON, and I was a bit reluctant to speak to him because he kept saying, let me call you, just never get to know you and see what you have to say. And I had this feeling, and I didn't want to speak to him. And so I didn't know what it was at first. And then I said to him, I feel a bit nervous about speaking to you because you are affiliated with ISKCON, and I don't know what I'm going to say. I might say something, and I don't like what the God brothers did and how they went against what Prabhupada wanted. And you know what? He didn't want to talk to me after that. I knew it. He didn't want to answer any of my questions. And says, that's why I don't want to speak to you, because you won't hear, and you're in that place. Because I didn't want to put him in that same category just straight away of being with ISKCON. And he was like that. It was really nice to go with the feeling and ask these questions, and then not have to speak to him. It was really, really nice. But to want to speak to the other person with the vibration of just hearing you, I'm listening to you for a few years now. And some other devotees are coming to me and asking me who your guru is, and they're favorable, which is really nice. Some really nice things are happening. I have had, as Tom's always, an upgrade recently. With the help of the team, you as my leader and my master, and the help of the family, it's so nice to be able to see the one Krishna working in all of us more and more. And it's the greatest place to be. And no matter what, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to listen to, because what Krishna gives us and how he works through me, through us, and the things that he does, he's given I need right now. And I said to you the other day about, you said to me, be naughty, but it's how you be naughty and what you're doing when you're being in that naughty place of transcendence, transcended, but people take it in different ways. I'll give you an example. I was writing things with a gentleman that Govinda was talking to, and he was talking to him with verses and, like you do, Maharaj. And I was there talking to him in a way of, like, you're just a naughty boy. He blocked me, but it was nice that we work as a team together. We work together and we add to each other. And I love that we add to each other and build each other up in this sangha, in this great sangha of the Lord. I'm so honored and grateful and pleased and just so everything is just so wonderful to be able to speak and be here and speak like this. I mean, I understand what Liliana says, that she wants to say things when everybody's saying things. And then because somebody said that to me, why is it every time I ask you something, you run the other way? And it feels like that when somebody used to ask me a question, I would go blank and run the other. It's like you run the other way. And now it's changed completely, where I can report something and say something and give something that is beautiful, and it's just happened naturally. But I understand how Lolita feels. I used to feel like that, and sometimes I still will and do as well. But all word. Thank you. It's more than thank you. So much appreciation and so much love, and in your lotus feet, in the truth that emanates to my heart, to smash all that illusion that has been in and around me for all this time. And all I needed was to sit tight and wait for you to come into my life and be on this path and situated on this path by yourself, and just carry on now. Keep walking the walk, dancing and walking the walk with my family. You great elevated devotees that I am around and associating with now is more than ever before. This is such a great place for people to come and learn how to be who they really are, become who they really are, release what they need to release. It's a safe place because we've done it and we are doing it, and it's nice for others to be able to do that. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lolita and Tom and Govinda, and being there when I needed it, and being chastised when I needed it, giving me a space when I needed it. Everything is here for what we really need, for who we really are, to be able to walk the real life that we can live, our real life with the Lord at every step of the way, so we don't get lost. We don't go too far into the jungle and get covered by the bushes, by the growth, and we hold on to the Lord all the time, and we can go anywhere and do anything and be what the Lord wants us to be at the right time and the right place. It's just amazing. It's amazing. Thank you all the devotees, Radhe and Tucker and Freddie and Johan and Alita and I can't name everybody. Well, I could. I have been here for ages. But so many glories to your lotus feet, Sophia, because I couldn't have done it without any of you guys and being in this place. And I want to just say thank you very much. Thank you so much. So pleased to be able to say that to you all. Thank you.
Nice. Anybody else wants to speak? Go for it.
I want to sing. I would just want to say we can just chant and sing. I don't have other things to say than Hare Krishna.
No, let some other devotee speak then.
Yeah,
go ahead,
okay.
Govinda. Okay, so go ahead and sing. Nobody's talking.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes! Hare Krishna, Krishna.
A song, a little song, and then we're gonna go.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Get your guitar out, man. Sing. You said you wanted to sing.
Yes, I'm singing.
Oh, that's it? Okay. All right, so maybe we'll end here now. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm got a little tired. Actually, I woke up, I was really tired. strange. I almost didn't give
Hare
class.
Krishna.
No way I gotta do this. I'm glad I did. All right, so let's see. All right, so we'll end the stream now. Thank you everybody for coming.